My phone rang at 2 in the morning. Unknown number. International. I picked up and heard my daughter crying. Mom, they left me here. Aunt Diane took my passport and they all flew home without me. My heart stopped. What do you mean they left you? My name's Emma. I'm 39 years old. And that phone call was the moment I realized my own family had just abandoned my 16-year-old daughter in a foreign country. On purpose. Let me back up. I work as a medical billing coordinator. It's stable. It pays the bills. But I'm not wealthy. I'm a single mom. I've been raising Chloe alone since her dad walked out when she was a baby. My family? They're different. My older sister Diane married a guy with money. She travels constantly. Designer bags, luxury resorts. She posts everything on Instagram with captions like, living my best life. Her daughter Sienna is 18, private school, thousands of followers. The family treats her like she's famous. I've always been the practical one, the struggle sister, the one who works hard and doesn't complain. But I raised Chloe with love, with values, with everything I had. So when Diane invited Chloe on a girls' trip to Central America with Sienna and my mom, I hesitated. She deserves to see the world, Emma. Don't let your fears hold her back. That's what Diane said. I thought it was kind. A chance for Chloe to bond with her cousin. I paid for her ticket myself. It stretched my budget, but I wanted her to have that experience. I wasn't the rich one. I didn't have the vacations or the Instagram life, but I had something they didn't. I actually loved my kid. If you've ever been pushed aside by family, subscribe right now and tell me where you're watching from, because what happened next broke me and then rebuilt me into someone they never saw coming. That phone call came in at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday. Chloe was sobbing so hard I could barely understand her. Mom, they're gone. They left me. I sat up in bed, wide awake, heart pounding. Slow down, baby. Tell me what happened. We were supposed to fly home this morning. Aunt Diane said she'd hold everyone's passports for safekeeping. She woke me up early and said there was a change of plans, told me to wait in the lobby while they handled checkout. My stomach dropped. And then what? I waited for over an hour. When I came back down, the front desk told me they'd already checked out. They left for the airport, Mom, without me. Where's your passport? Diane took it. I don't have it. I tried to stay calm, tried to think, okay, where are you right now? Still at the hotel. I don't know what to do. I don't know what I did wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. Stay there. I'm going to fix this. I hung up and immediately called Diane, straight to voicemail. I called my mom, voicemail. I texted both of them, over and over. Chloe kept sending me messages. She was terrified, alone. In a country the State Department had a travel warning for, and my family had just left her there. It took 6 hours before Diane finally answered my call. Her voice was cold, casual. Oh, hey, Emma. Where's Chloe's passport? She was disrespectful to Sienna. She embarrassed us. We're not responsible for her behavior. I felt like I'd been punched in the chest. What are you talking about? She's 16 years old and you left her in a foreign country. Maybe this'll teach her some gratitude. You clearly haven't. Diane, this is insane. Where is her passport? She sighed like I was annoying her. I left it with the hotel concierge. She can figure out how to get home herself. It'll build character. I couldn't breathe. You left a 16-year-old without her passport, in a travel warning country, and you think that's teaching her a lesson? She talked back to Sienna. She ruined the vibe. We were doing her a favor bringing her along, and she couldn't even be grateful. What did she do? She embarrassed Sienna at dinner, made a scene. We gave her a chance to apologize, and she refused. So you abandoned her? We gave her exactly what she deserved. Diane hung up. I stared at my phone, shaking. This wasn't a mistake. This was planned. My family had punished my daughter for something she didn't even do, and my own mother had gone along with it. I called my younger brother Kyle next. He's always been close with Diane. Maybe he didn't know. Maybe he'd help. Hey, Em, what's up? Did you know Diane left Chloe alone in Central America without her passport? He laughed. actually laughed. Come on, Em. Chloe's probably exaggerating. Diane wouldn't do that. I just talked to Diane. She admitted it. She said it was to teach Chloe a lesson. There was a pause. Look, maybe Chloe needed a reality check. She's been acting like she's better than Sienna. My hands were shaking. She's 16 years old, and she's alone in a dangerous country. Then maybe you should have raised her better. He said it so casually, like it was obvious, like my daughter deserved to be abandoned. I hung up. Then my mom finally called me back. I thought maybe she'd apologize, maybe she'd explain. Emma, you need to calm down. Calm down? You left Chloe alone in a foreign country. You've always been jealous of your sister, Emma. Chloe has your same attitude. What attitude? What are you even talking about? Diane said Chloe was rude, ungrateful, and embarrassing. If you can't teach her respect, she has to learn it somehow. I was shaking with rage. You left your own granddaughter in a country with a travel warning, without her passport, and you think that's okay? She's your responsibility, not ours. We were doing you a favor by bringing her along. A favor? Yes, a favor. And this is the thanks we get. She hung up. I sat there in the dark, staring at nothing. My family had abandoned my daughter, and they felt no guilt. Only anger that I dared to question them. I went back to my messages with Chloe. She'd sent me more details about what happened at the dinner. Sienna had been filming TikToks at the table, making Chloe pose over and over for different videos. Chloe got tired and said she wanted to stop. That's when Sienna mocked her. God, you're so boring. No wonder your mom can't afford a real vacation. Chloe told me she didn't fight back. She just said quietly, my mom works really hard. Sienna rolled her eyes and posted a video with the caption, when your cousin's a total vibe killer. Diane saw it, laughed, said nothing. The next morning, Chloe was gone. I finally understood. They didn't punish her for talking back. They punished her for defending me, for not joining in on their mockery, for refusing to be embarrassed of her own mother. And that's when something inside me snapped. I didn't cry. I didn't fall apart. I went into action mode. I called the US Embassy and explained the situation. They told me to get Chloe to a safe location near the embassy immediately. I wired her money for a hotel, for food, for anything she needed. I took screenshots of every text message, every call log, every voicemail. I started building a file, and then I started researching. Because what Diane did wasn't just cruel, it was illegal. She took a minor's passport without parental consent. She abandoned a child in a foreign country under a State Department travel advisory. She left her without funds or legal guardianship. I work in medical billing. I know how to document everything. I know how to build a case. And I'd been saving every single piece of communication since Chloe left on that trip. What my family didn't know was that I had a colleague named Monica whose husband is a family law attorney. I sent him the full timeline. He called me an hour later. Emma, this could qualify as child endangerment and custodial interference. If you want to pursue this legally, you have grounds. I didn't answer right away. He continued. The State Department takes these cases seriously, especially when a minor is abandoned in a restricted travel zone. I started building the file. Screenshots, call logs, witness statements from the hotel staff who saw Chloe alone and terrified. What they didn't know was that every smug text, every cruel voicemail, every dismissive comment, they were digging their own graves. Monica's husband, Richard, agreed to meet with me. He was direct. What they did isn't just cruel, it's illegal. If you want to pursue this, we can. I hesitated. I never wanted to fight my family in court. But Richard leaned forward. They left your daughter in danger and felt no remorse. What happens the next time they decide to teach her a lesson? That did it. Let's move forward. Good. I'll start drafting the complaint. Meanwhile, Chloe was safe at a hotel near the embassy, but she was traumatized. I talked to her every few hours. I'm getting you home, baby, and I'm making sure this never happens again. Her voice was so small. I'm sorry, Mom. I didn't mean to cause trouble. You didn't cause anything. This is on them, not you. Back home, my family was getting more arrogant. Diane posted vacation photos on Instagram. One with Sienna had the caption, "Sometimes you have to cut dead weight to enjoy the journey." My mom shared it with a heart emoji. Kyle texted me, "You're really overreacting. Chloe's fine. Stop being so dramatic." I didn't respond. I was too busy working with Richard. He filed an official complaint with local authorities. He contacted the State Department's Office of Children's Issues. And he began drafting a civil suit for emotional distress and child endangerment. My family had no idea what was coming. A mutual cousin told me that Diane was laughing about the whole thing at a family dinner. Emma's probably freaking out. Good. Maybe she'll stop acting like she's so perfect. That was my breaking point. I was done protecting people who saw my love as weakness. Richard had everything ready within a week. I called my mom and told her we needed to have a family meeting to resolve things. She sounded relieved. "Finally, I'm glad you're being reasonable, Emma." I told her to get Diane and Kyle there too. They all showed up at my mom's house expecting me to apologize or beg. Diane smirked when I walked in. "So, did Chloe finally make it home? Or is she still playing victim?" I stayed calm. "She's home, safe. No thanks to any of you." My mom sighed dramatically. "Emma, we've been over this. You're blowing everything out of proportion." "Really? So leaving a 16-year-old without her passport in a travel warning country is proportional?" Diane rolled her eyes. She needed to learn respect. I placed a folder on the table. "Funny you mention learning, because I've learned a lot this past week." I opened it. Inside were printed text messages, call transcripts, and legal documents. "I learned that what you did is called custodial interference. I learned it's also child endangerment." The room went quiet. Diane tried to laugh it off. "You can't be serious. It was a family trip. You withheld her passport. You abandoned her without my consent. You left her in a dangerous area, and you did it on purpose." I slid a paper across the table. It was a copy of the civil complaint. "I filed this 2 days ago. You're being sued for emotional distress, child endangerment, and custodial interference." Diane's face went white. My mom stammered, "Emma, you can't. We're family." My voice was steel. "You stopped being family the second you left my daughter alone in a foreign country and laughed about it." Kyle tried to interrupt. "This is insane. You're going to sue your own sister?" I turned to him. "You told me I should have raised her better. Let me show you what I actually raised. A daughter who knows her worth, and a mother who won't let anyone destroy it." Diane finally cracked. "It wasn't that serious. She was fine." I pulled out my phone. I played a voicemail from Diane. Her own voice filled the room. "Maybe this'll teach her some gratitude." "You clearly haven't." Then I played another one, from my mom. "She's your responsibility, not ours." I looked at all of them. "Still think it's not serious?" Sienna, who'd been silent in the corner, whispered something. "Mom, you said we were just leaving her for a few hours." Diane snapped at her. "Shut up, Sienna." I leaned forward. "You gambled that I'd be too scared or too broke to fight back. You were wrong." I stood up to leave. My mom grabbed my arm. "Emma, please, don't do this. We can fix it." I paused at the door. You can't fix what you don't regret, and the only thing you regret right now is getting caught. I walked out. I didn't look back. Over the next few weeks, the case moved forward. Richard used the evidence to negotiate a settlement. Diane and my mom were forced to pay damages. They had to cover all of Chloe's therapy costs. When word spread in their social circle, their reputation took a hit. People started asking questions. Diane's Instagram went quiet. No more luxury vacation posts, no more smug captions. I didn't gloat. I focused on Chloe. She healed slowly. We went to therapy together. I made sure she knew none of it was her fault. One night, a few months later, she looked at me and said something that made me cry. I used to think we weren't good enough for them. Now I know we're too good. I hugged her so tight. For once, their silence didn't hurt me. It freed me. I blocked their numbers, skipped family events, built a life where Chloe and I came first. A few months after everything settled, my mom sent me an email. Short, simple. I'm sorry, I was wrong. I read it once, then I deleted it. Some apologies come too late. If you've ever had to stand up to family betrayal, hit subscribe and tell me your story. I never thought I'd take my own family to court. But when you love someone, you protect them, no matter the cost. Chloe's safe now, stronger, and so am I. Where are you watching from? Drop it below. I always check. And if you've ever been treated like you're less than, remember this: you're not, you never were. Thanks for listening. See you in the next one.